A new immigration policy has just been announced, and it's sparking intense debate across the country. The UK government has introduced a sweeping package of new restrictions and rule changes aimed at tightening immigration controls. The three biggest areas affected are skilled worker visas, family reunification, and asylum claims. And at the centre of this shake-up is one of the most headline-grabbing moves, a sharp rise in the minimum salary threshold for skilled workers. Previously, applicants needed to earn a set salary level to qualify. That threshold has now been raised significantly. On paper, it might seem like just a number changing, but in practice, it means many people who would have previously qualified may no longer meet the new criteria. This has serious implications. Sectors like IT, engineering and healthcare, which rely heavily on international recruitment, could find it much harder to bring in skilled staff. The government says this change is designed to prioritise high-demand, high-skill jobs and protect domestic workers. But critics argue it will create major labour shortages in key industries already struggling to fill vacancies. Employers warn that recruitment pipelines could dry up overnight, while unions say the move risks piling pressure on overstretched workforces. Another pillar of this policy is a tightening of family reunification rules. The government has raised the financial requirement for UK residents who want to sponsor family members, making it more difficult for many families to bring spouses, children, or elderly parents to join them. This measure has triggered strong backlash from immigrant communities and advocacy groups. Many say it will separate families and cause unnecessary hardship, especially for lower-income households, that will now fall short of the higher income threshold. Organisations supporting migrants have warned that the emotional and economic strain could be severe, splitting up parents and children, or forcing families to live apart for years while trying to meet the new criteria. Officials argue that these changes are about ensuring financial self-sufficiency and reducing the burden on public services, but the human impact is already drawing widespread concern. The third major area of reform involves asylum. The government says it plans to accelerate the removal process for refused asylum seekers, aiming to clear backlogs and free up resources. This means faster deportations for those whose claims are rejected. Supporters argue this will reduce abuse of the system and allow the Home Office to focus on genuine claims. But human rights groups warn it risks rushing decisions without proper review, and could lead to vulnerable people being deported without fair hearings or access to legal support. Several legal observers have said the UK could face court challenges if removals are carried out without sufficient safeguards. So, how is the public reacting to all this? The response has been mixed, but largely critical. Immigrant communities, legal aid groups and charities have organised protests and launched online campaigns urging the government to reconsider. Many people are sharing personal stories about how the changes could impact their lives, from healthcare workers fearing they may lose their jobs, to families worrying they'll be forced to live apart. Legal experts are also weighing in. Several have warned the policy could face legal challenges for potentially breaching international human rights agreements. Others are concerned the stricter rules will push more people into irregular or undocumented immigration, or even into exploitative working conditions, as legal pathways become harder to access. Meanwhile, government officials are standing firm. They say the UK needs a fairer, more balanced immigration system that protects its economy and public services. They also stress that faster visa processing times are expected for certain categories, and that new support measures will help businesses adjust to the tougher rules. It's clear that the debate is far from settled. For anyone considering applying for a UK visa or currently navigating the system, the key message is this: staying informed is now more important than ever. If you're planning to come on a skilled worker visa, check whether your role still meets the new salary threshold before submitting your application. Don't assume past rules still apply. Even experienced professionals in sectors like IT, engineering, or healthcare may no longer qualify. If you're sponsoring family members, prepare for more paperwork and stricter income requirements. Make sure you gather thorough documentation well in advance, as missing details could now result in delays or refusals. For asylum seekers, it's vital to seek legal advice as early as possible to ensure your case is fully prepared and properly presented. With faster decisions and removals on the horizon, having a strong legal strategy from the start could make a decisive difference. And, importantly, don't delay. These policies are taking effect quickly. If you or someone you know plans to apply under the old rules, act now while you still can. Waiting even a few weeks could mean facing a completely different set of requirements. In conclusion, the UK's new immigration policy is reshaping the system in profound ways, raising thresholds, tightening rules, and sparking intense national debate. It's a complex and highly charged issue with very real human consequences. Whether you see these changes as necessary reform or unfair restriction, one thing is clear: anyone involved in immigration needs to pay close attention to what's happening in September 2025. This is not just another policy tweak. It's a major turning point that could define the future of immigration to the UK for years to come. You've been watching Daily Visa News, your trusted source for clear updates on immigration around the world. If you found this report useful, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next update. And if you have personal experiences or questions about these new UK rules, share them in the comments below. We read everyone, and your insights could help others going through the same process. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next update.